finally, 12:33 p.m. Only 3 minutes, and we're here with Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce. Obviously, as fans, we don't need to get into who she is, what she's about. This is exactly your time. And first, let me just thank our sponsors. Grace Tropical Rhythms. We needed to have Shelly-Ann's live chat, and the fans have been begging. When do we get to talk to Shelly-Ann? Well, this is your time, and the floor is going to be open. We'll be taking the questions, and Shelly-Ann will do her best to answer them. And without further ado, let's go. Shelly-Ann, I want to thank you. Come back fresh from Stockholm, and it was new territory. It was cold.
Yes, that was the most important thing.
We have seen the video, but just share with us how the experience was for you. It was the first time indoor. I know you've been asked these questions already, but again, for some of the fans, this is first they're hearing about it.
Yeah, it was my first time doing indoors because before, when I had my breakout year in 2008, I went to school. I went back to school, so it was very difficult for me to put in an indoor season in the middle of school and training. So it was a no-no from the get-go. And of course, I graduated last year, November, and decided that I would love to give indoor a try. And my coach happily obliged, and we just went there. So I was really excited about going there and what the experience would feel like, and I was just so overwhelmed with everything that happened.
Okay. So you're basically saying the indoor, it wasn't a last-minute stint to try something new, because a lot of the fans thought, why would Shelly-Ann want a detour? She's already dominating 100, and we're looking at the 200 now. Why she want to take on 60 meters? So that was something you wanted yourself.
Yeah, it was something that we had talked about for a long time, and everybody was curious to see how well I would do on the 60, and so was I. I was curious. So.
Well, I'm glad you said that. So coach is being redeemed, because a lot of the fans are saying, why coach now stressing Shelly-Ann, putting her in? So we hear it here from Shelly-Ann herself. It was her idea. Now I don't want to dominate, so we're gonna see what questions are coming from Glitter. Love you, Shelly. I need to know how you do to keep going, especially when your training gets hard. All right. First question from Glitter.
Okay. Glitter. Wow, lovely name. Well, first of all, thanks for the comment. And when training gets really hard, I keep going. For me, it's a passion. It's something that I really, really love. And it's whenever I'm doing something and I'm going really, really hard and I'm working hard, I have that drive inside that tells me not to give up, because I'm working for something. And if I know that, at the end of my practice or the end of my training sessions, and it comes a championship and I know I'm putting the work and I get the reward, then I'm going to be happy. So those are the things I look at. I fast forward like way ahead and try to see the end result of the hard work, and then it just keeps me going. And I'm very competitive, especially in training. Like if I feel like everybody else is doing an extra one, I'm doing an extra one. So I don't want anybody to have a foot over me. So that's how I am, and that's how I keep it going. I keep the motivation from inside and what's to come at the end of the hard work.
And she also is asking in terms of your marriage. Of course, we know you travel a lot. Is it that Jason goes on a lot of these trips, or is it the manager goes? How many of these trips does Jason go on?
Well, my husband is very, well, how must I say it?
Easy going, laid back.
Yes, he's
like
that,
really
but
like
he's
the
also my backbone. And he understands everything, and that's very important, I think, for a marriage, for a person to choose the partner that works with them and clicks with them, because I couldn't see myself marrying an athlete. Sorry for any athlete that's going to ask me the question. I couldn't see myself marrying an athlete because of how hectic my schedule is. So of course my husband works with me with everything, and he definitely comes to all of my big championships. So he was in London, he was in Daegu, he was everywhere. So
behind the scenes.
So he's behind the scenes. You won't see him.
Rarely get a camera shot of Jason.
He's like the man behind, he likes it that way. So I make time for him. So on weekends, when I finish training on a Saturday, Sundays are for my husband. If I have what you call our down week in training, then it's all for my husband. When I'm home, I don't answer my phone at a particular time. So I try to make time for him, and I try to make time for myself, because I need to de-stress a bit at times.
And yes, people, she goes to the movies. Never seen her myself, but I know she goes to the movies when she gets a chance. Here we have comment from Big Shelly fan. There's so much of a fan there that they don't have their own name. Cool. Okay, biggest achievement as an athlete so far.
Okay, hi, Big Shelly fan. So you know you're a Big Shelly fan. It's really good. Alright, so my biggest achievement as an athlete, I would definitely, I know a lot of you would think that I would say medals and championship, but no. My biggest achievement is graduating from school as an athlete, because you know, a lot of persons have this stigma attached to athletes, saying, oh, athletes can't do this in school and them dunce or them can't learn or whatever is the stigma that's attached. But for me, that's my biggest achievement. You know, I wanted to graduate, I wanted to do something other than track and field and just have my head leveled, because as an athlete, you know, you use your mind a lot, you think a lot, and being able to reason well and, you know, to speak and do what it is you're doing, you know, it comes with learning, it comes with learning new things, new experiences. So I decided to go to school and get a degree, and that was something I was really looking forward to, and I did it while doing full-time track and field, full-time school, and it happened. So, you know, I'm a living example for a lot of athletes who believe it's so hard and, you know, it's difficult and I can't do it. Yes, it's difficult, yes, it's hard and all of that, but at the end, it will be all worth it.
I'm going to take Becky's question about whether or not you have a best friend. I already think the answer is going to be Jason, but I'm going to leave it for Shelly to answer. But quickly, I want to, you know, because the thing about school came up, I was personally curious in terms of the timing, Shelly-Ann. Your to defend the title was coming up, and just a lot of pressure. Why was it so important to do school at that time? You're pretty young. In my mind, you would have, why was it so crucial in terms of timing to get the degree right there and then with that timing?
Because I had a goal. I had a goal from before, you know, 2012. My goal from 2008, after I'd won Olympics and decided that, you know, now that I could afford to go to school and do a degree, I would definitely make sure that when I graduate in 2012, I would have an Olympic, my next Olympic gold medal. So it was something that I've said from 2008. So I've said, you know, I want to graduate in 2012 and I want to repeat my title. So those things were said in 2008. So I made a pact and I stick to it, you know, I work hard to it, and of course I never had anybody in my family to actually graduate with a degree.
So that was also
it was also a motivation. It was
like
a very big motivation for me.
So Becky wants to know, best friend. Why you better say Jason, but apart from the God above.
Apart from my husband, who is my confidant, my friend, my everything, I don't really have a best friend, to be honest. I have good friends and people who I can rap with, but the term best friend, I don't really use that term, but I have good friends, yes.
So, comment from Alf. Alf is basically saying that he admires how relaxed you are and, you know, how you control yourself with your interviews. Are you really that relaxed by nature, or has it come with experience, I guess, all the meets and competition?
No, as an athlete, you can't hide who you are. You know, you can't hide your personality, and I'm exactly how you see me talking in interviews.
So you see her is so you get her.
And this is exactly why I'm a laid back person, you know, and I like to just, I don't like to be seen a lot of times. If, you know, for instance, I go to a track meet and I'm sitting and somebody go, oh, hi Shelly-Ann, you're such a superstar. I feel so ashamed because I'm so humbled, you know, because sometimes, you know, it's not about me, you know, it's about, you know, the gift that God has given me and what it does for other people, you know, how they feel when they watch me run, how inspired they are for the fact that, you know, I do so well on the track and I do well in school. It's something for them to look up to. So for me, I'm just living in awe at every moment.
I'm glad that you said what doing your degree wasn't so much, it wasn't all academic. And, you know, you brought to the point that, you know, it also helped you personally in terms of how you present yourself, your diction, you know, communicating in the public. And I think it's very important, especially if there are any young athletes out there, you know, because you do see the drastic change in your diction
yeah.
when you talk to those athletes at champs, and then when you become pro, you know, I'm sure you can think back, you know.
It
so
does, because at times even when we're sitting down and watching athletes' comments and interviews, we're very guilty of trying to fix a sentence. Each time they say something, was like, no, you're supposed to say this, or something. So for me, you know, I represent Jamaica, I represent myself most of all, and I represent Grace Kennedy, I represent a lot of other companies who wants to, you know, an athlete that's able to go in front of the camera and can say, you know, this is who I am and this is who I represent. So it's very important for me, you know, how I carry myself, how I speak, because it's not for Jamaicans only, but it's for international persons who want to understand. Not everybody will understand patois or broken English or whatever.
And as an ambassador, I would assume that you're very conscious of that fact. So Big Shelly fan is back, and she wants to know role models when you first started out running.
To be honest, I never had any celebrity role models, so you know, Merlin wasn't a role model for me when I was growing up. I grew up watching Veronica and all those other athletes on my television, but to be honest, my mother was my role model because she used to run as well. She was a runner, but of course, she got pregnant when she was 16. She said she was running across the line and she fell at the line and she passed out, and then they went and they tested her and she was, whoops, pregnant. So of course, you know, she didn't get to finish her career as an athlete and move on in school. So she was my role model, and that's where I got my talent from, actually, because she was really fast, and you know, I became fast, so you know, it passed down.
So we want to thank Maxine.
Yeah.
Can never thank Maxine enough. Big up Mommy Maxine. Okay, Mr. Question here from Angel. Very good question. Do you get an opportunity to train with male Jamaican athletes?
Yes, I train with athletes.
And we're assuming they're asking through the MVP club.
Yes, I work with MVP. I work with MVP, and I do train with a lot of the male athletes.
Is there a training partner, people?
I train with Desta Carter. I train with the young athletes and the younger boys who want to race me out of the blocks. So, you know, everybody's so excited. Oh, I want to race Shelly out of the blocks because she's so fast out of the blocks. So I do train with the boys, and of course I run left all of them.
So is that a part of the training program? Because again, that's a question we get a lot. You know, what's Shelly-Ann's training program? You know, so it's not the norm to train with the male athletes.
No, it's not normal to train with them, but we do have times, especially in our starting practice, where we do run with the males if you choose. You can choose or not to, but it's not the norm. We train with females because our program, it's the same but different numbers. So you find that if we have maybe a 300, the males might have more than us, and we'll have less because, of course, they say we're females and we're inferior, but I don't believe we are.
And since we're on that topic, and I'm not seeing another question again, let me touch on that, and I don't mean to get too controversial, but is it then that's where the problem starts, where the training is not the same, because so the women are not as challenged as the men, and the men get more attention on the international platform, and the men seem to get more money in terms of appearance fees. So Shelly-Ann, from your perspective, how would we go about changing that culture? Because I personally agree with you. I think as the fastest woman should be comparative to the fastest male. But then I'm biased because I'm also a Shelly-Ann fan. But I'm just curious to get your perspective.
Well, to be honest, the males are a lot more stronger than we are.
By nature?
Yeah, by nature they are. So it would be very unfair to want to lift 300 pounds or 400 pounds of weights when that's what they're doing. But our workload is tailored for us as females, because you know we go through so many things, you know, and so you find that if we get 5 things to do, the males will get 6 things to do, right? Because they are a lot more stronger than us and all of that. But I definitely believe that, you know, more needs to be done to get the female up to the same level as the males, because they do get more appearance fee than us. They do get more limelight. They do get more limelight, and that's because they're running records, they're breaking records, and you know, doing so well with what they do. But at the same time, we're doing what we can in our section. So highlight us the same way you highlight the males, for instance. So because you know, sometimes a lot of the females can be so discouraging because they're like, oh, I'm not going out there because they don't want to see me, they want to see the males, so, you know. But I mean, if it's something that you love, you learn to to live with it, but at the same time, you know, you're a part of a revolution that will
Absolutely.
change it. Because the more we talk about it, the more persons will sit down. And I think a lot of it has to do with the media as well. And you know, the media loves, you know.
Yes,
I go to the Gibson relays, and when it's males time to run, everybody's on their feet and screaming.
Ecstatic.
But when the females are running, it's not so exciting as the males. So you know, there's a lot that we can do.
I haven't forgotten you, Tracy, but while we're on that, again, with the distinction between the feedback from the public with the male and the female athletes, and so much so the decision to combine the different champs, to put girls and boys under one umbrella. It has helped, but do you think that part of it has to do with the school? Because the boys' schools, they have KC Fortis, their following is ridiculous. I mean, they have such loyalty from past students. Is it that, you know, the females, we need to have more backing from the alma mater?
Yes, that's exactly it. You know, to be an old boy is very big for persons who, of course, represent schools like Wilmer's Boys and all those schools. And then, you know, you have Kingston College, you have Calabar, you have George's, Jamaica College. So, of course, their old boys just into it, and they love to know that, you know, egos at work here. So everybody wants to know, yes, I'm part of the old boy of, you know, Wilmer's Boys or Kingston College. So you find that having, but while for the girl, you find girls cheering for a boys' school that they didn't even attend.
Exactly. So let's just put it out there, yes.
They're cheering for a boys' school and they didn't even attend. They didn't even attend the boys' school, and then they're cheering for them.
In their heart, they attended. But we're saying it here, people, ladies, come. You have to join me and Shelly-Ann. Immaculate, St. Andrew, Wilmer's girls. We need to come out. The alma maters, you need to come out to champs and support the females. Represent. Don't come out in the boy colors. Come out in the school colors.
True.
Okay, Tracy, separate from running, what else do you love doing? I'm hoping Shelly-Ann is going to say eating, you know, because every Jamaican loves to eat.
Oh, no.
Or it's not eating well, you know, we can't mess with the career.
For me, what I actually do, apart from running, I love to be at home. I love to go to the movies. I just love, you know, my downtime. Being at home, watching TV, whether it be Supernatural or Law and Order, and just having, you know, there's just this glow in my house, just lay there and just watch the TV, you know. So that's how I relax. I really love to be at home, love to go to the movie. And one of the things that I've developed in like a year or 2 years, that, you know, I want to be so much more involved in church. Like I find myself wanting to do a lot of things now in church.
Right, and
so
you have a foundation as well.
Yeah, and so that's one of the things I'm getting into. And I really like that. So that's some of the things, because I have a lot of young people in my church, or in my community, because my church is actually located in my community where I used to live in Waterhouse. So you have a lot of young girls who love the time to sit and talk to me. And, you know, find out how is it that I move from there, you know, mentally. How is it that I propel myself out of the situation. But, you know, my time doesn't allow for all of that. So that's some of the things that I would love to do outside my church.
Have a question here. Will you be running any more indoor races for the year?
Oh no, indoors is finished for me. That's it. That was just alright. I'm trying to be strong here.
Don't want to embarrass you, but I'll let you try a little longer and then I'll open it for you. At least we know the seal works. Hope I don't embarrass myself now. Hope I can open it.
Oh my god.
Alright, I have to take off the seal. How do you deal with anxiety or any superstitious rituals pre-event? We're assuming, Ruth, that she has these. Do you get anxious before an event?
No, I really get more nervous than I do get anxious.
Let me just say, it's not that Shelly and I are weak, but this is actually Shelly-Ann's limited edition drink that was done by Grace Kennedy. So I think this assumption was that we wouldn't drink it, it would be a keepsake. So we're going to keep on trying to open this. Yes. But I'm thinking that's why it's not very easy to open based on the seal. So Shelly-Ann, do you get anxious? Know that you're pro, and I mean you've done it, been there, done that so many times.
I don't get anxious to compete at all. I'm more nervous than I am anxious, you know. Sometimes I go like, why can't I just get one more day to prepare or something like that. But once I do get in the event, or it's time for the event, I'm ready. Nervous, which is good, because, you know, you don't want to be too relaxed. You want to have a little jitter going, so that's very good to be nervous at the same time. And also, I do have ritual, I do have routines, we call it, that I do before I compete, you know, before I go in the blocks, what I try to tell myself as an athlete, you know, what is I want to do. So I do have pre-race routines.
So, here you go.
And it is open, baby.
Which one is easier from Crystal, 60 meter or the 100 meter?
100 meters.
Because we're going to take your pet, so
it is my pet event, but what I like about the 100 is if it is that I don't get the start that I want, I can actually come back in the race.
Time to catch up, yes.
You understand? While for a 60, you have to get
it
going
from the
and
beginning,
go
from the
because it's
beginning.
60 meters, you know. So I do prefer the 100, and because I've done the 100 tons of time, while for 60 I've only done it twice, and I'm still trying, you know, to get that sync, you know, what is it that works for me, and I won't get to run the next 60 until next year.
So we have done the 60 meter, we have gotten the what is it, mystery out of the way in terms of how you feel you would do. You've mastered your 100 meter, you're, you know, #1 where that is concerned. So let's talk about the 200 meter. I am personally curious, mainly because the national record has not been broken since Marlene has set it. So I want to know, being the goal-oriented person that you are, is that something secretly in your mind that needs to be conquered, that's to be tackled?
Alright, if I tell you, I'll have to just wrap you up in a bag and throw you away. But of course, just for the fans, I'll let you in. Of course, I definitely think about it, you know. I think about going below 20, 22 and going to 21. So I definitely, that's something that I think about, you know, or wanting to lower that record, and the fact that I've done it for the 100, you know, and the 200 is something that I'm getting so much into, you know, and I'm loving it. It's very challenging because I'm what you call a 100 meter specialist, but I'm able to run the 200 because of my speed. I'm not an endurance runner. I am.
I like that, 100 meter specialist.
Yes, I'm a 100 meter specialist naturally, but I use my speed to do the 200. But for some athletes, you know, there are 200 meter specialists, which means they have a lot more endurance than they might have speed or something. So the 200 is something that I'm getting into, and you know, I'm looking forward to doing it again this year and doing a lot of things with it.
So, since she's humble, I'll say for her, yes, people, we can look for Shelly-Ann breaking Marlene's record very soon and setting a new time. I'm putting it out there. Okay, we'll have it here.
Yeah, we put it
Favorite tropical rhythm? Drink.
Alright, I'm going to be honest with you. I love this, right?
And it's not because there are pictures on the bottle.
Yeah, it's not because. I love the flavor, yes, but recently, Grace did some new flavors.
Okay.
And I had the privilege of trying their kiwi.
Because I'm supposed to never heard of it. So we need the kiwi in here.
When I tried it, I was on set of Grace Kennedy set, and I had 4. And as an athlete, I don't drink a lot of juice.
So it's straight kiwi, it's not a mix like you have.
It's kiwi strawberry, I think it is.
Okay, so we need to listen out for that. Shelly-Ann's favorite tropical rhythm drink, kiwi strawberry. So
no, sorry, kiwi pineapple. My bad.
Pineapple.
Yes.
Just make sure it has kiwi on it. Anything with kiwi.
Kiwi pineapple
Sounds good.
Yes, that's my favorite flavor so far. But I love this one, and mostly yes, sometimes because of the chest on it too.
It does help.
It's nice. It does help. But
for the record, I'm not open mine. It's a keepsake.
Sure.
I love this question from Nemo. Name 3 songs on your playlist right now. I'm very curious about that.
3 songs on my playlist is Lauryn Hill, I Gotta Find Peace of Mind. That's my absolute favorite song. And I have James Fortune and Fire, and that one is I'll Trust You. Of course, that's a gospel song, so you know, I'm always. And for my local entertainment thing, you know, I have the Chris Martin chill spot. You know, more time I driving out from, you know, my big up my car.
In our car, yeah.
So I do have some of those nice songs, but you know, that's one of my jam songs. That's one of the songs that, you know, they get you, chill and vibey for.
Got that question, Nemo? Best movie you have seen this year? And we know Shelly-Ann has been a busy bee, but yes, we hope she did get to see a movie.
Oh yes, my favorite movie that I've seen this year. Where did I go this year from movie? I watched a couple of movies this year. I watched Twilight. Twilight was last year.
Oh, you're on. I've never even seen the Twilight series.
I watched Twilight, the last one.
I'm a lot older than Shelly-Ann, so I don't know about the Twilight series.
I think that's one, but I don't quite remember what movie I watched this year, but I'm very sure I went to Twilight. I think Twilight was the last movie I went to, and Pitch Perfect. Yeah, I watched Pitch Perfect as well. But like when I was traveling overseas, when I was going to London, I was hooked on Taken.
That's an amazing movie with Liam Neeson.
Yes, I was hooked on that show.
That's Taken 1 or 2?
2, both of them.
They're actually very good. After you watch that movie, if you have a child, they won't be going. At least my children won't be going any international traveling without me after seeing that movie.
I was mostly caught up in the fact that he could fight, and you know, he actually closed his eyes and he could tell where he was, and it was so fascinating.
Now, before I forget, fans, you have an opportunity to win a beautiful bowl with fancy touch screen thanks to Grace Tropical Rhythms. So there's a trivia question section in our chat. If you see it, feel free to try it. Give it a try. 10 questions if you're really a fan. 14 questions. And assuming you're fans, you will know the answers. At the end of the chat, we're going to announce who the winner is. And let me just tell you, the question should be pretty easy if you're fans. And we're going to announce the winner based on the amount to get correct, the questions, and also the quickest time. So good luck to all of you winning that bowl. Now, Shelly-Ann, I want to talk about champs again because I'm excited. I am one of those, but you know, I still feel that we really need to improve our athletes and challenge them more than how they're being challenged right now, especially the girls. And in your opinion, what is it that you think in terms of the training? Because I'm assuming, irrespective of school, the training would still be the same. I mean, maybe one coach push more than another, but I would assume the training is still. How do we get the girls? You know, Homewood, Edwin Allen, Vare, St. Diego, the numbers, they just seem to rotate those top 4 spots. And I'd love to see the corporate. Woolmans, I'd love to see you come up. Andrews, I'd love to see you come up.
Woolmans is winning champs this year.
Alright, then, yeah, Shelly-Ann does a lot of dreaming. But you know, how you think we could improve? What is it with the girls that, you know?
The thing is, with the schools that are in the country, you find that these athletes, they board. So
good point. You mean
so they're boarding at school. So you find that, you know, they're right there. So they have to go to training because you're boarding on the school campus or a little off from where the school is. So there's no excuse for you not to come to training.
Vare is one of those.
Yes, Vare is one of those schools that board. Homewood is one of those schools that board as well. Manchester, Edwin Allen, all of those schools board. So you find for the schools now in Kingston, a lot of the parents know their children is at the home and Mommy, I don't want to go to training today because of X reasons and all of that. So you find that it's easy for them to just say, oh, I'm not going training today, I'm going home or whatever it is. So I think that's one of the reasons why they actually do so well, and it's because of the strictness.
The level of commitment. So the fastest woman in the world is basically saying fans out there. High school, I'm assuming, so we have some high school athletes are tuning in. It all comes down to your commitment. You have to put the work in to reap the benefits. Let me not dominate here. We have a question from Alf. Do you work a lot in the gym with weights, machines during off season?
Off season is off season.
That's right. You should eat and relax and give our body a break, man.
Off season. But I do try to go to the gym at least once a week or thereabout, just to make sure that when I start my training session, I'm not in pain. Because as an athlete, you know, you leave training for a month and you go back, you feel pain every single
starting over again.
All over again. It's almost like it's new for you. So I do try to go to the gym once a week, but off season is definitely off. I don't want to see any track. I don't want to see anything.
How long is off season, Shelly-Ann?
Well, off season begins at the time you last to compete.
Okay.
So that's when your off season is, and it lasts for 4 to 5 weeks.
Very precious. So we have to get some beaching,
Precious
some
time,
fish,
some traveling. Yeah, some
shopping, some
yes,
shoes.
some food.
Yes, we know Shelly-Ann
yes,
always very fashionable.
Some me time.
And her hair, you know, always
yeah.
changing up her hairstyle.
Can I tell you, I do love hair. And of course, if everybody know, I do have my hair extension line called Chic Hair. And that launches in 3 weeks. We have our store opening, so you can look forward to that. And of course, I'll be wearing some new hair tomorrow.
Of course. Always changing up.
Yes, it's something that I love because it gives me the freedom to do whatever I want without going to training and go, oh, I don't want to lay down in the vomit that I just threw up because of training with my hair. So of course, you know, I can just drop in the dirt when I finish training and say, ah, I hate doing track and field or something after I don't sprawl out on the ground. But of course, you know, it gives me the freedom to do whatever I want and, you know, have long hair.
But I think it's good that you're able to express yourself, and I think you've spoiled us. It's a good thing you started your own hairline, because let me tell you, you've changed your hairstyle so much that I think if you were to stop for a long time, I'd be like, wait. So Shelly-Ann, the same Sosa hairstyle. You know how Jamaicans are. You know, once you start, you're committed. So you definitely needed your own line.
One time I took out my extensions and I went to training, so I didn't have any extensions. Of course, everybody was looking at me at training. I was like, what happened? I was like, I can't wear my own hair, my hair is long. And I'm like, yeah, but anyway, when you can put on back some falls, yeah, I said, all right, tomorrow.
There you go. Rasta Runner, who are your biggest rivals this year, and which athlete from history do you think you would like to have to run against?
Okay, my biggest rival, as I've always said tons and tons of times, everybody's my rival. Once you line up in the lane to compete with me, you're a rival.
So no people, it's not just Carmelita and Alison. She considers everybody a rival.
I consider everybody a rival because nobody's training to come third and fifth and sixth. Every single person, no matter how much you feel like you're slow or you're not running the time that I'm running, they want to be the ultimate. Everybody, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with believing that you're the best at whatever it is, even if there's somebody there that's doing so well. You know, it gives you the confidence to work hard and to do well in whatever it is you do and not put yourself down. So that's me. I believe that, you know, it's fine if you say, oh, I want to run leadership. There's nothing wrong with that. What you do for me is give me motivation. Absolutely.
I'm not sure with Rasta Runner's second part. Which athlete from history?
Would I like to run with?
And or alive, it doesn't matter?
I don't know, you know, since I'm not really trust me, I love track and field now. But back then I wasn't one of those persons who followed up. So I can't give you no times of who ran what in what Olympics, what year, all of that. No, I don't know. But I would definitely have liked to run like Gail Devers and Merlin Otte, of course. Those are some persons that I would like to compete with.
And you know, I would put it out there, you know, there's a lot of controversy with Gail Devers and whether or not she's so for you to say you would have, you know, liked to run with her. We know how people say, you know, why you want to run, but I think at the end of the day, you know, very amazing athlete. I've watched some of her races back then, and I also liked her fashion sense. Yes. So I'm guilty of that. But Chrissy, favorite lunch spots in Kingston. Now Chrissy, I would love to hear this as well, because again, Shelly-Ann travels so much. I assume when she is here, we'll probably have her food delivered just to get a little break. But do you have a favorite lunch spot?
Not really. I don't really do lunch spot. My husband is a chef, by the way.
Yes. Oh, we forgot that. Jason does the cooking, people, so she just eats at her table.
Yeah, I eat at home most times. I would go home or he bring lunch. But you know, I do visit KFC and Burger King and all those other places. But I'm not a frequenter visit of any particular lunch spot. I don't really have a
So once again, we say Shelly-Ann, she's quite normal. She eats fast food like the rest of us. She indulges just like everybody. Even though she's the fastest woman, her diet is not very rigid, at least I assume in the off season. So, other than Jamaica, where else in the world would you rather be?
Wow, where do I go? I would love to be in Italy.
Summer, you are in Italy, so we need to watch out because Shelly-Ann was in Italy for summer.
Yeah,
they are love developing for Italy.
Yes, because I wouldn't say when I'm in Italy, it's for training. It's I don't go anywhere more than from my hotel to the track. Maybe I go to the park, but you know, I would love to go there on a vacation to just experience the, you know, all of it. But I do love being in Italy. It's really, really nice, you know, there, and it's so it's almost the same weather like us in the summer.
I was just about to ask you if the weather plays a role in that.
Yeah, it definitely.
And I assume the food is.
And the food, of course, the pizza.
Lots of cheesy breads.
I said, listen, I'm in love with Italian pizza.
So Italy, you get your shout out, Shelly-Ann. If she had to choose, she would be in Italy. Okay. Comment here, Shelly-Ann. Which new up-and-coming female track star? Now, this is a good question, and I'm sure with champs coming up, let's hear, because whoever Shelly-Ann's name called, I am definitely going to champs, and I'm looking for that person to say, you know, Shelly-Ann, I have her eye on you, and she has the confidence. So, Shelly-Ann, have you been able to watch the up-and-coming athletes?
Yes,
you know, I know
watch
you've been,
the athletes.
So do you have a favorite you want to put out there? Marlene has declared her hand, you know. Marlene is saying, Olivia James and Sharika, they're going to do big things, and I know those girls personally myself, and they're already doing great things, and I too feel like they're going to do even better.
Yes,
so.
I mean, Sherika Jackson is definitely one of the persons I've seen compete, and you know, she's
a future Shelly-Ann. She's goal-oriented. She gets out there and delivers.
She gets it and she delivers. But I would definitely have to say, you know, Shauna Helps.
Shauna, I just about to say, if Shelly-Ann don't sit down here and call Shauna.
I would definitely say Shauna Helps.
And it's not because she's a Woolmers, you know.
And I said Johnny Smith from Woolmers as well. They are doing really, really fantastic, you know, they are Woolmers. And I'm serious, it's not because I went to Woolmers, but it's because of what I've seen in them, you know, and what I've known them for a long time and watched them grow and do so well each year. And it means that they're taking their training very serious. So I do think that they'll be definitely ones to watch. And separate and apart from high school, we do have some athletes who are out of school and in the college system who are, some of them are even training with me and they're doing really well. So you'll definitely be looking on for some of the same athletes who I train with are members of other clubs to come and want to take some
Genevieve from home.
Genevieve Russell, she does the 400 hurdles, and she's doing fantastic. She trains with us as well at MVP, and she's doing well. You have Stephanie McPherson, you have Natasha Morrison, you have Elaine Thompson, you have so many young athletes that we have that are training really well. So I definitely think that track and field in Jamaica is in good hands.
So people, you need to come to champs. If you don't know who Shauna Helps is, trust me.
You need to come to
like her name says, Helps. Last year she helped.
Yeah.
So and Shelly-Ann has put it out there.
Gold medals.
And you can't miss her not just as petite as Shelly-Ann, but very big on the track. So don't miss champs. Track training is very hard. From Alexia Swift Brown. What keeps you motivated? Other than the medals, come in and talk about the medals too. But you know, and the fact that you really love the sport. You know, what does keep you motivated?
I believe that, you know, listen, that's all redundant. If you want to get something done and do it well, you have to do it hard. You have to put in the work. So training is absolutely dreadful. But what keeps me motivated is the fact that I believe that I have a purpose. I believe that, you know, one of the reasons why I'm doing what I'm doing is because God has given me a purpose. You know, and He has also given me the talent to go out and to compete and to inspire persons, and also at the same time, you know, make it known that He's the reason for all the success and everything that's happening. So I definitely believe that that's one of the things that keep me motivated, because this platform has given me the opportunity to reach persons, to, you know, get to our young people, to tell them, you know, this is, you know, who you are in the future, you know, does not deter, in the past does not determine who you are in the future. No matter where you're from, if you're from an inner city or you're from a poor family or you're from, you know, nobody or whatever, you're an orphan or whatever it is, the fact is, you know, once you believe in your potential, believe in yourself, and just have that drive to succeed at whatever it is you choose to do. Because too many of us believe that, oh, whatever it is that we need to do have to get us a lot of money. No. What we need to do is what we love and the passion that's in us to do it continually, because you need to be happy with what you do. You know, and that's it for me. I'm contented in what I do. So if tomorrow morning I go out and I compete and I get a bronze medal or 4th place or 5th place, I'm so content because I love what I do and I know that I worked hard and that's what I got, but that's not the end. Absolutely. You know, I can use that as a motivation to continue and do well and continue to just work hard and just try and inspire a person. So that's part of my motivation in a nutshell.
I actually want to say on motivational because I know, Shelly-Ann, what you didn't say, which I thought you would have said, you know, just the feeling of winning, like, you know, when you win. I want to go back to 2007, and I want to, you know, because when I read, obviously I like to prepare myself, I don't just go out there blankly, but I want to go back to 2007 with what happened with, you know, you literally brought tears. You know, of course, you thought you're just going for a nice trip and a, you know, front view of the races with no intention to participate, and having to, but to be intimidated by your fellow team members, and then having the courage now to go out there because, you know, kill it dead, you better deliver, because so like, you know, it's nice, do or die. You know, from that point to now, we're talking, this was like 7 years ago, to go from the timid little fearful, frightened Shelly-Ann to the fastest woman in the world. You know?
2007 was definitely an eye-opener for me, I must admit. When I went there, the intention was just to go there and just enjoy the ride.
Time, of course, why not?
I'm like, okay, I'm going to
You're young, let the veterans do the work.
I put on the clothes and I sat in the stadium and watched the races and eat and put on weight and all these things. But then, lo and behold, I was called upon to run the anchor leg in the heat of relay. And I was like, no, I'm not running. And of course, you know, I was so frightened and, you know, nervous at the same time. My hands started to sweat, and that's not like me. And of course, instead of getting, you know, the encouragement from some of the teammates, they were like, make sure I didn't go and drop the baton and make sure this. And I was like, oh my God. No, they're leaving it to me to finish the race. Now I was super nervous, so I started to cry. And of course, at that time, my coach heard that I was crying, and he called and asked why I was crying. And I was explaining to him that, well, next year, them time here, none of them girls will be running leave you. I'm like, I wasn't even putting on any practice. But the fact that I went there and I saw the athletes compete, I saw the glory in their eyes when they crossed the line in first, how they celebrated, how it made them feel. Yeah. I went to even like training sessions and I see how hard they worked in training, and I came back with something different. I came back, you know, with a renewed spirit, wanting to just work. And I just worked. So when it was time for me to step on that track, I had no fear, and that's one of my routine as well. I definitely tell myself every time before I compete, there's no fear.
No fear.
No fear. I fear absolutely nothing.
Shelly-Ann, are you coming to Doha for the Diamond League? I know your schedule is not really put out there, so feel free, you know, if you're not able to answer the question, it's fine.
Doha, I'm not sure, to be honest. I'm not sure what's on for as far as competing is. There are some things that I know are definite, like the pen relays are definite for me. The May meets are definite as well. But as far as the Diamond Leagues are concerned, I don't know which of the Diamond Leagues I will be going to. That's not yet.
Now Roland has a, who is this, CR7 boss. Football fan. Football is not a track, this is not track and field chat. We don't talk football, but you know, we'll try and entertain you. If so, favorite international team for World Cup. That's I know nothing about football.
Okay,
so.
Alright, I am a football fan because of my husband.
I just want to have Jason has anything to do with that.
Because of my husband as well, I'm a football fan. But I'm going to say I have two teams, and I have two teams. I like Italy. I carry Italy because we stay there so often every year.
I just almost like very concerned with this Italy coming up every minute.
So we definitely rep for Italy when we're there. But I'm a huge Portugal fan as well.
Portugal.
I have every single thing you can think about you can think of for Portugal. My scarf, my football shorts, my jersey, and all of those things.
So she has the full gear when she's representing outside of Jamaica.
Yeah.
Are you learning to speak Italian, boy?
Buongiorno.
Clear.
Come stai? Bene.
So that's a yes.
Yes.
That's a yes. Oh my goodness. You know, Shelly-Ann, now that we're on the topic and you know, you've declared your love for Italy, which is fine. I want to talk back about, you know, because Merlene got a lot of flack basically for going off to Slovenia. And it's interesting, I read where her decision was based from an educational standpoint, where she loved running and she loved running for the country, but she also wanted to further her studies. And at the time, the opportunity came up. Under those circumstances, I see it as being justifiable. But in your opinion then, how can we help our athletes? If it comes down to them staying here, what is it that we need to do? I think what we have UTech and university. You know, you talk to a lot of athletes. What other industries do you find them being interested in? I know for you, you went into, you know.
Yeah, China and development. But I think for here in Jamaica, I think we do have everything to some extent that an athlete would want to do in school, whether it be micro, whether it be UTech. UTech offers degree programming, almost everything except med school. I think they're coming out with a med school soon, but we do have everything else. But I think for some persons, it depends on the event that the athlete is doing. Because you know that a lot of our athletes now who does sprinting, 400 and hurdles and those kind of events want to stay home because we're doing well. But you find that for some of them who want to do high jump and long jump, the field events kind of side, apart from, you know, Chad Wright or some of the athletes who are staying now to do discus and shot put, most of our field events athletes are going away because they have not seen anybody yet say to bring somebody to that level to that, you know, they can say, oh, I want to stay because X brought this high jumper here. So you find that a lot of our field events athletes do go away on scholarship. But I think like it has to do with, you know, support for the athletes. A lot of them, you know, are feeling as if, you know, there's no support for them. Even though, yeah, they may have their family here, some of them are like, boy, I prefer taking a risk to go abroad. I'm sure of getting a work maybe after school or whatever it is. So it's finding that necessity for outside of practice, whether it be for clothing. I know some of these schools
just
abroad,
the basic,
they do provide stipends for the athletes,
right.
You know? So I think that's some of the reasons some of the athletes would want to go away to see alternatives, because they're able to say, okay, if I don't succeed in track and field, I can just stay there and I can get a work or something like that. So it's very difficult, and I think it has to do with the athlete and what he or she personally wants. It has, you know, when you do make decisions like these, you know, where your future is concerned, it has to be something that you make, and, you know, forget about what persons will say. Oh, people will talk regardless of whatever, but it has to be about you. Like for me, when I decided to stay here, I weighed every single option, every single scenario. You know, what happened, you know, if I'm there, my mother didn't have a visa at that time, how would she come and look for me? Suppose I didn't get the scholarship that I said I was going to get. Suppose, you know,
there are a lot of
I didn't have any family there to say, well, if anything happened, I can go over their house or something.
And Maxine, so, one daughter.
You know, and I decided that, you know what, I'm going to stay here where I have family here, and I know that I have the support of my mother, you know, so it was a done deal for me to stay here.
I'm glad you brought up the discussion about the field events though, because again, you know, when you're at champs, and it's something I'm really gonna have to ask them, when you're at champs and the fever of the track going on, sometimes you forget that there are field events going on in the middle of that track, and I'm just curious, how do they keep their focus when the stadium railing up on a race, you know? Somebody like Christoph Bryan, he is such an amazing high jumper. You know, Clive Cullen, and of course I'm just as guilty. The boys seem to stand up more in my mind than the girls. But so is it that we need to do we need to look at a better training program for field?
I just think that more needs to be done, period, for our
the entire field program, field events in
more
general.
Attention, you know. You find that even at champs, you know, apart from the fact that you would hear, oh, and in the middle of the field, you'll hear probably once or two times, but not as how you'd hear what's going on the track.
Right.
So, you know, a lot more need to be focused, you know, highlighted. Highlight the fact that, you know, who is in doing high jump, get the crowd involved, you know, try to make the athletes feel. So, and that's one of the reasons why you find that all athletes want to do sprints or 400, even when they're not a sprinter or a quarter miler, but they want to because of the glory that comes. Of course,
because quite frankly, if my coach says, you know, Sherry, boy, the 100 not bad, what? Try the long jump. I'm like, no, nobody not watching that. You know, so is it the coach that decides? You know,
it pretty much
because he sees the potential.
If he sees the potential, but like me, when I remember when I went to Woolman's my first year, and I was there, and everybody tried out for every single thing. Like they did hurdles, they did high jump, and I was stuck at the 100. And I was like, you know, why didn't I get to go over the box, try the hurdles or something? And he was like, because you're a sprinter.
And this is the coach, was this Coach Carr?
Mr. Carr, yeah, Mr. Carr was like, you're a sprinter. And I was like, how do you know that I'm a sprinter?
So Coach Carr sum up the pocket rocket from a long time, yes, and know that sprinting was her thing.
When you look at some of these and know and put them somewhere and they'll immediately click with that, even while you have some persons who do it for long and then you find that they'll make the switch later on and then they find what works for them. Okay.
Hi Shelly-Ann, although your hobby is a chef, are you good in the kitchen? And this is coming from Lisa.
Yes. No, I'm serious. I can cook. I can really cook. But my husband is like the best. But he doesn't allow me much because of, as I said, my schedule. I leave before 5:30 in the morning to go to training, and then I come home like about 11 o'clock in the morning. Then I go back to practice at 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Then I get home at 6. So you can see that.
Her rigorous schedule does not allow her in the kitchen.
But
I wonder, should she become an athlete?
But on Sundays, you know, some Sundays, not all, I do try to surprise my husband.
Baked chicken and
yes,
rice and peas.
I love baked chicken because I'm also an athlete. I try to stay away from fried foods and
okay. So baked as opposed to fried.
Yeah, I love baked chicken, and I make a mean sauce. My husband is still trying to find out what I put in my sauce, why my sauce always tastes so good.
I wonder if it's Grace tomato ketchup. We don't have any.
I'm not telling him at all.
It's a secret. It's a secret, guys.
Secret.
Shelly not telling us
you
that one.
You think KFC telling you that recipe? I'm not telling you my recipe at all. But yes, my favorite is baked chicken, and I love potato salad and all of those stuff.
Of course. Alexia, Swift Brown, are you on a specific diet as a part of the training regimen? And of course, Alexia, she had mentioned before that in the off season, you know, she try and relax, but of course, let us address it during training period. You know, what exactly are some of the meals that you're forced to eat? So,
to be honest, I'm not forced to eat anything, and I wouldn't say I'm on a diet.
Right.
I just watch what I eat.
Because that would be a long diet.
Yeah, I don't think I'm on a diet. I'm not on a diet. I just watch what I eat. So, like at home, I would definitely eat. I eat whole wheat bread, I eat whole wheat flour, I eat whole wheat pasta, but they're all good.
So you stay away from the refined, the white
stuff. Yeah, the white stuff,
okay.
But I'm not on a diet, so I eat. You'll find that I'll go out for ice cream with my friends, of course, you know, as you find now that I'm drinking juice, and you know, I'm normal, I don't watch what I go, oh my God, I can't eat that because that having X. No, I'm not that type of person.
And you have to remember, guys, with Shelly-Ann's training, again, you're probably burning so much that you really don't need to eat.
The older you get as an athlete, your metabolism slows down, yes. So you'd want to watch what you eat. But so far, I'm doing pretty good. Like, I came back from Sweden because when I was in Sweden, I had a lot of bread because, of course, you know, sometimes the food is not what you want. So when I came back, my coach, of course, said that I had 3 pounds, and I asked him, where did he see 3 pounds? Because I'm still looking. I wonder if it was in my hair, because you know, having braids, so maybe it's my braid. Maybe like I have 3 pounds or something.
The hair waiting.
But of course, his instructions were, do not go on any diet. Just eat and just watch what it
The time it's flying off. I'm seeing 1:25. Let me get Trevor's question. Trevor, if we could just go back to Trevor. Trevor's question. VW ad about Jamaica. First of all, did you get to see the VW?
Yes, I saw
I'm assuming Trevor's having the Get Happy.
Yeah, the Chill Winston, yeah.
So based on Shelly's reaction, she found it funny.
Yeah, it was funny. You know, I thought it was a funny ad. You know, there's no way that I saw it insulting us. You know, it's our culture. You know, so I don't think it insulted us. But you know, apart from the other other commercial.
Other commercial, we know about that one, and everybody's
so
perspective varies. I already declared my hand and said what I felt, and we all have opinions.
Yes, I thought the VW ad was fine. It, you know, and it just it spoke about that's our culture,
and
so
it presented us in a positive light.
Yeah,
didn't do any destruction or damage of any sort, which was good. So we'll just leave it at that.
Fine. It was funny.
Interesting. Do you do deadlifts as a part of the training? I honestly don't know what deadlift is. Do
Are you a coach?
The weight stuff.
Yes, I
If
do
it's a
deadlift.
coach, you must say it. Oh, this was probably from a coach.
I don't know. Do you do that? Yes, I do deadlifts as part of my training. And if so, what's the heaviest weight? Wow.
It's a secret.
It's a secret.
Can't give that
But I
information
do lift
out.
a lot right now. I lift more than some of the males on my teams, but I do lift a lot.
Okay, so, you know, again, the fans, you know, they come in, love what you do for yourself and for Jamaica, enough love, you know, and we always love and appreciate the shout outs for Shelly-Ann, which we get a lot on the fan page that is now growing, coming up to 96,000 soon, and we want to thank the fans for your constant support. You know, you asked, and no, you can't blame admin. See, I did get Shelly-Ann here, and for those who had never joined in the chat, don't blame me, you had a chance. So, you know, to wrap up, I don't know how the trivia has been going, but once again, we're going to announce our lucky winner in a couple minutes. A brand new BlackBerry Bold, fancy touchscreen to come.
Yes, brand new BlackBerry Bold.
Shelly-Ann, you know, again, as an ambassador, you are a spokesperson for quite a few people. Is that a decision? Do they approach you and ask you? How do you decide who you want to represent and align yourself with? I know you have a bias for children because you love children. So I understand UNICEF and of course your field of study has to do with that. But how do you decide which ones to support?
Well, of course they do approach my manager first here locally, but I decide at the end of the day who I want to
align
represent.
yourself, of course.
And it definitely has to do who they are, what do they do, positive. I deal with positive stuff, so what kind of impact do they have, here in Jamaica, and what sort of, audience they're targeting, like that's the kind of thing with me. If it's something that's going to aid and uplift, young people or children or whatever it is, I align myself with something like that. So it was easy for me to hop on board with Grace Kennedy because they have done so much for Jamaica in terms of our sports and our Feed the Children program and all sorts of stuff that they have done for Jamaica. So that's something that I would want to align myself with.
Over 90 years
Exactly,
in Jamaica.
and Grace Kennedy is a family brand, it's a family company, you understand? And I really do love what they do and what they stand for. So it was easy for me to get up and say, well, yes, no problem. I had no problem. And since working with Grace Kennedy, it has been a journey. It has been something that is so fulfilling for me as an athlete and also as a person, because they have given me the platform to speak at various events. And at the first time, I was so nervous. I was so this and, and I've grown so much with them. And it has been something that's amazing for me. They have watched me grow, because I was 21 and I'm 26, married and all sorts of things, graduated, and that's, one of the reasons, I am who I am is because they have allowed me to express myself and also, grown my confidence, as an athlete and as a person. So when I step up to a microphone and I speak, I'm comfortable because of the engagement and the support that I've gotten from, being with Grace Kennedy.
Well, we want to thank Shelly-Ann for coming. Of course, I want to thank the sponsors, Grace Tropical Rhythms, for, doing our chat. We have one last question we want to take.
No, the one.
What
do you see? What do you see? What
in
do
the
you
future
see
when running is no longer your focus?
Okay. Of course, it's no secret that I do love children and I have a passion for, helping them, and I believe that that's my purpose. That's my God-given purpose.
We didn't get the degree for nothing, and we're going to
that's
go
what
for
I
the
want to
masters.
do. I want to work with children who have childhood disorders, persons who have learning disabilities, the autism, the dyslexia, those kind of persons. Because I'm from an inner city where persons, who are children themselves would have children. So you find that you know, some of the support and the intervention that these children would need. Parents they don't have the education or to deal with them. So you find that, you know, you'll see a 6-year-old coming home from school and his mother will be hitting him in the head and thumping him or telling him that he turns and him do when there could generally be a problem. Wrong.
And of course, this is something you have had first-hand experience growing up in Waterhouse.
This is first-hand information, so I definitely believe that that's where I want to target, because I believe that if we change the way we grow our children, change parenting, change, you know, these young minds, I believe that when they grow up, it
makes all the difference.
It makes the difference as a society. Absolutely. They won't be destructive and align themselves to something that will definitely impact the country wrong and themselves, because at the same time they're trying to make themselves feel good, or they're trying to make up for what they believe is their deficiency.
It's just an outlet for them.
Yes, so you know that's what I really want to do. I want to be able to get involved with our children. You know,
so for now you'll just work through the foundation and
yes, I'll definitely work through my Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce Foundation Pocket Rocket Trainers, and I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to doing lots of things for our children and our athletes as well, because you know they definitely need that person to help them believe that no matter what,
anything is possible.
Anything at all is possible. The mind is so powerful, you know, that you just want to see it. Once your mind have that picture, it will get working.
So to wrap it up, guys, Shelly-Ann is off to Brazil next week, and hopefully we're keeping our fingers crossed she wins the award that she's been nominated for. We want to wish her a safe trip to Brazil. It's not her first time, so of course, you know, she'll get another taste of, you know, how it is to be over there. 2016 is around the corner. And we're all following Journey as fans with Shelly-Ann. Road to Rio is just around the corner, believe it or not. So Shelly-Ann, I want to thank you again. We know you're extremely busy. And thank you so much for finally agreeing to do this chat with us. Now remember, guys, the winner for the Blackberry Bowl, we're still going to give it to you. We're not going to announce it yet. Just check into the page. We're going to announce the winner on the page. Best of luck to all of you, and thank you for tuning in with us. Have a great day, everybody. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao, ciao. Off to Italy. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit.